Hello, I'm Dragos, and in this video we're going to check how you can transform your Mac terminal from a boring one to a nice one that you can enjoy and be happy with. And yeah, I'm using the terminal quite often. The terminal is also visible in IDE frameworks like VS Code or Z. So yeah, I've already created an article in here that we're going to follow and transform our Mac terminal. So basically, when you first install your Mac, you will be prompting with something like that, like this. So this is how it looks. I mean, it doesn't look great. I mean, it's quite ugly from my point of view, and you can make it look better with icons, with better fonts and themes and I don't know, auto suggestions and things like that. So yeah, I mean, we're going to see exactly how we can configure it from scratch. So to configure this, we're going to use two things. So Ghostty, basically, it's a terminal that it replaces the terminal of your Mac. It can be installed on Windows, on Linux, and other things. You see here that we have the download options. So you have the Mac and the Linux. Right now, I don't think for Windows was released though. I'm not using Windows for some time, so it may be that it was not released yet. So you have the options to install it with a binary or with a package manager. It's up to you. You see in here you can install it with brew if you want. But for this purpose, I will just go and download it to install it. Let me move back in here and download this. Okay, let me open the download thing. Let me open the DMG. Let me move it to applications and let me go and see how the terminal is looking by default. Okay, Ghostty is quite fast. I've already created a video in the past covering this terminal. So right now you see that it's looking like this. And it's a lot better than the default one. You see that you have some different fonts in here that are already used. And we're going to configure it even more. And in the article you will have all of these details. So the first thing is to install it with Brew, or you can go and download it as I did from their website directly. If you don't have Brew installed, you can install it like this. The next thing that we are going to do is to install the Nerd font, and basically this font it will make you the options to add icons, and it will look nicer. So you have different fonts that can be used. Let me see in here. Okay. Let me open this like this. So these are the Nerd fonts, and yeah, basically you see that you have like icons that are added. The text, it looks like better, and yeah, that's why I'm using this Nerd font. And to install this Nerd font, you just need to go into the terminal. Let me open the article I have and just run the brew install. And this will go. And right now we're going to use only Ghostty for everything that we're going to run. So like this, you're going to install the Mesler LG Nerd font that we're going to use it in the terminal. Okay, so right now everything is installed and updated, so this will take a couple of minutes, I guess, up to 1 or 2 minutes. I will let update this Nerd font or install it. You'll see that we're going to configure this to look very nice and to have auto suggestion, code syntax highlighting, and yeah, things like that. Right now we're in the Nerd font part. To install it, I was already having this, but it wasn't up to date because I was already using these configurations on this Mac Mini, and I just reverted everything back so I can record this video. I'm using this configuration also in the other laptop that I have, because yeah, I mean, there I stay mostly in the terminal and I do a lot of things. So right now we have this font, and for Ghostty, if you don't know, you have a configuration file called the settings file, and in here you have the options to add various things in the configuration. Basically, you have the options to choose from different themes in the configuration file, and like here I told you how you can create it, or you can use the application to work with it. And in here, for instance, we're gonna add these 4 lines in our config file, so you can see how this is changed. Okay, let me open the settings again and let me go down in here and see. So in here I will just tell to use the Maslow nerf font mono. Font size, this will be for the terminal. Usually, yeah, 16 should be enough, but for me, I prefer 19 because I want also to register videos and to have this look more nicely. Background opacity, basically this will create a nice opacity for this, so we can see. And in here you have also some themes for Ghostty that you can use. We're going to see after what are the themes, because you have a command that can be used. You can also command check for different fonts. But right now let me save this and I will close this. What I will do, I will just go and reload the configuration in here. And right now you see that the terminal has changed. And you see in here, for instance, that the theme has been applied. And right now, for instance, you will have these things in here that are looking better than previously. Right now the Argonaut theme it's used. So to check the themes, I had a command in here. Also for the fonts, you need to run this Ghostty list themes command, so you can check the theme. So in here you see that you have different themes. Basically this will highlight the code for you and commands and things like that. And I'm using the Argonaut because this is the one that I like the most. But you can choose whatever theme you want in here, like this. And yeah, I mean, you just put it in there. You can use lighter one, darker one if you want, and so on. And right now, yeah, it's just looking like this. So it already started to look better from my point of view. The font is better. The text is it's more clear, let's say. Yeah, and it has like a more nice feeling to your terminal. So we are in the right place. We've created some small configurations. Of course, you can configure even more things with Ghost. You can check their documentation. But right now, I would just want to add like a theme for this because I don't like how the theme for this it's working. And we're going to use Starship for this. So basically, Starship it's an theme for your shell that will make things look more nicely. Again, you can customize this in every way you want. You have like the options to install it like this with Brewer, so you can install it, or you can run the shell script to install it. I already put the details in here. So what I will do, I will use Brew to install this because we are going to add some configurations there in your ZSRC. So to see the details, and we are going to check and see how we are going to customize this with some custom presets. And again, I will open this in here and I will just do the brew install. Let me make this thing bigger. And right now the Starship it fetched. Okay, and right now Starship it is installed. And right now what we need to do is to go and run this and add this line into the ZSHRC. So if we're going to do a cat.zsrc, yeah, you have only these things in there, and we're going to run echo eval Starship init in there. And right now we are just going to source this, and I hope it will go and change everything. So right now you see that, for instance, in here, you have this default Starship thing, and you see that you don't have the username in here, you don't have the name of the PC that I am using, so you have only this. So yeah, this is what this team has managed to add right now. So it's like more minimal, but you don't have a lot of things. And in there we have like presets that we can use. So presets basically are themes for the shell commands. And I will just want to show you these presets. Of course, you can create everything from scratch, but I found for me something that I already liked. So in here you see that you have different presets with the image on how they are looking like this. Of course, you can have in there like the code, like if in case you have a JIT to see if this is a JIT. So let's enter into a JIT. Let's go to my websites in here, and in here you see that already with the default thing. You see that in the websites it says that you have node, and if we're going to do ls -altr in here, and let's go into the Cloud Astro project that I've created, Cloud 4, you'll see in here that you have all of these details, and basically like this, it's looking out of the box without anything. So you see that without installing any theme, you have all of these details that are shown in here. So you have the branch in here. You should have the number of files that that have been committed, and in case something is committed. Right now I didn't commit it anything in here. If you do git add, okay, you see that it's changed to plus. -m, added something. Okay, you'll see that yeah, right now you have the committed things, you don't have the things that needs to be committed, but you don't have the details with the number of files that have been changed. But again, you see that you have this feeling, and this can be customized with the help of this preset and a configuration file quite easily. So in here you have different themes. You see that you can go and fetch them. You have this power line. So basically in the past I've used the power line for this. So I use the power line in 10K theme. But for me, Tokyo Night is the one that I like the most. And in here, if you are going to do it like this, you have like a command that you can use to configure this. So first I will just open this, and we're going to check and see how it's looking, the configuration file, to see if we have something in here. So right now you don't even have a configuration file. You see, this is just added by default in there, and what we can do is to go and run the Starship command and see if this will create a configuration file for us. So right now you see that when you run this, everything changed in here. You see that you have also an icon in here with the details, you have the path, you have the main, and this changed the look of this. And and in the article that I have, I've also created something like that, like this, to help you. Cappuccino power line. Let's see how this is looking, because this was also nice. So right now you see that again, this changed a lot. So you can customize this in the way you like. And in here, for instance, we're going to open this with an editor to see what you have in there. You see again that right now you have this the username, you have the path. This is a JIT, and here you have the node, but the icon doesn't look quite good from what we see in here, and this is only in one line. Again, if you like something else from there, I don't know, let's see what else it's nicer. Tokyo Night, okay, let's go presets. Let's start with the button, and this is the cappuccino power line that I have set. You have different ones that can be used, but I just wanted to show you how I was looking. Jetpack, let's try this jetpack. Okay, because it's simple. And again, to change it, just run it like this. And right now you see that you have things that were changed. And again, it's looking different. Okay, like this, I don't like it. Let's go back. This one, it looks interesting. Inspired by the two themes that I like. Let's try it. So that's why it's easy. I mean, to configure all of these things. That's why I like that. This is what I like the most in here. I will let it like this for now to work with. Okay, so right now it's looking like this. Just wanted to show you. And right now, if we're going to use my favorite editor Z file, open, and we're gonna open the toml file. Let's see if I can find it in here. Okay, I don't have, I think, the hidden files. What we are going to do is to use the terminal for this. I will do it like this. Bam, and in here you have like a config, which is with dot to be hidden. And in here you have multiple config files, and the one that we're interested in is the Starship. I mean, I'm just want to show you how the configuration file it's looking. So you see here that it's quite big. All of these things have been added by the configuration file we're using. So in here you see that you have the schema, that is the default one, and here you have the format. So basically the format is the one that it adds all the details in there. So in here you see that you have like the username that it's added, the OS firstly, you have the OS, the username, the directory, the JIT branch, JIT status. In here you have some customization, and here you have the languages, so PHP, Node.js, Golang, and things like that. And you have also other things that can be used to configure this. And basically you see in here the details for the different background colors that are in there. And in here you have the color palette in the configuration file, and the OS you have the options to not be disabled, and you have the style, you have the symbols for different OSs. So in case you're like on Mac, you'll have then Apple, like with have. In here you have the usernames, like we have seen, the directory to be truncated to 3 with the symbol. Again, you have the styles, you can style everything, and you have the icons also for subdirectories. We are going to go, you have the JIT branch with the JIT status that can be configured. So yeah, you have like, then you have the Rust, Golang, and you have the icons for the languages that you want to use. Conda, you have the time you see in here. You'll have an options to add like an execution time and how long it will take to run something. This is only for the time. Okay, characters and so on. So in here you see, for instance, you have the Apple, you have the username, and you see that you have different things, and in here you have the time. And if you are going to go to downloads, in here you see that we have the icon with downloads. So yeah, it's a nice touch for this. And for instance, right now, let's go and try something. If you're going to hit sleep 10, we're gonna add the configurations to see how much time the scripts that we're using it's taking. That's why I'm doing it like this. You see that nothing is shown in here. I just want to show you, I don't know, something easy that you can do. I think I add it it also in my article. And again, all of this configuration, it's visible also in the IDs that we have. So for instance, in here, if we are going to open, let me go to, if you're going to open, for instance, Z, it doesn't matter if you're using VS Code, you will have like these things. Let's open this. If you are going to open the terminal, you should have the details in here with the looking of this. Right now, let me close it again because I don't think it was closed, and that's why you've seen how it was looking in there. And so you see that in the terminal right now of this ZID, of course, it's not the case only for Z, you will have the same look and feel as you have for the Ghostty. So yeah, if you're going to check this thing, also I guess this one, it will inherit the details, the default terminal, but again you need to close the application, I think. Yeah, but it doesn't recognize the fonts. You need to make some configuration, so it's looking odd, at least. Odd. So let's see what I have in here. Okay, you can add the battery, for instance. In here I've told you how you can add various languages in there with a symbol. Again, username and host name and so on. And in the format you need to add it. For the JIT status, you can add different things. And for instance, the command duration, let's do it like this. So this is in milliseconds. So if you want, for instance, to see how much a command it's running for, you have these options. You can modify this very easily. Let me go and open the .config vi. So ls minus ltr, and I will do an open minus e Starship, and this has been opened in here. It's not looking pretty, but I just want to show you. So at the end I will add this thing, the command duration in here, and where we want this, and in here you can change the format. For instance, it will tell it took the duration and the style to be yellow bold. I mean, this is just an example, and in here you will go to the format thing, and for instance, let's go and add this after the time. So to add this after the time, we'll just put a $sign like this. We put in here this, and you do it like this to close it, and I will hit save. And right now, if we're going to open the terminal again, and I mean, this will count time after the 500 milliseconds, and we're going to do like sleep 10. And we'll see if after we'll have something in here. It will tell us that it took like 10 seconds for us. So you see that right now you have the command duration. It took 10 seconds to finish. So like this, you can easily add different things. You can check their documentation because you have a lot of things that you can add in here. But in this article, I didn't only use this. So for instance, I've also added some other new things that can be tried. If you don't know, so Ghostty, it's an like smarter CD. So basically this can be installed again with brew. Let me go brew install Ghostty, and then you can easily go and navigate with smart things. But again, you need to add this into the ZCHRC to have everything in there. Okay, I've added. We need to source it again to have the configuration. Okay, and right now I think it was with Z instead of CD, like this. You can go into, for instance, let's go like this, websites, and if you go with Z web If you then let's go for instance Z, bam bam, down, okay, it's with big D, downloads like this. And right now if you want to enter in website, you don't need to remember where it is, you just put it like this and he will know to use it. You can check their documentations, this is very easy to use and it's quite nice. Another thing that you can do to increase your terminal look is to change the default ls thing, and right now the default ls thing is looking like this, you see. For instance, I did an ls in here, ls minus altr, and a good utility to try is the ESA one. So brew install ESA is the command, and this we are gonna go and install ESA for you. Okay, I already have it. So to run this you need to do ESA, and in here it will just do it like this. So you see that right now this it's looking better than the other one already, because you have something like this. And for instance, if you want to have with -1 it will be like this, with -L it will be the long one like this, that will show you everything, -LA to show you the hidden files. If you, in case you want to have also icons, you can put like this, icons, and you have various things that can be used. So you see in here that the ESA, it's just a better replacement for ls, and again you can go and add the details in the ZSHRC like this, so ls to be replaced, and then source everything, and this will help you make things easier. So for instance, let's go and do all of these things. Let me put this in there, and right now if we're going to run ls only like this, it will just use this with the icons. If you want to run ll to see the tree, another thing that you can do with ESA, or LA to view the hidden files. So you see that ls can be easily replaced with ESA and it works nicely. -T, I guess, is to see the tree like this. So in case you have a folder where you want to see the tree and how it's looking, you use this option, so it's -T big. So yeah, give ESA a try if you want to increase even more the terminal. These are some other things that you can use and add them in there to work with this easily. And the other thing that you can install, it's brew install. This has auto suggestion and the syntax highlighting. So this will make things easier for you, because these are some ZSH plugins that can work very good with the okay. Already installed. I already had all of these things, but I don't have them in the DCSRC, so you just need to add this in there, so this can be utilized. And then you have the source. So right now you see that you have the auto suggestions, and in here you have the config. You didn't have this in the past. Also the commands with cd are or echo, for instance. You will have like syntax highlighting in this, and that's why it's better. So for instance, Z, you see that right now you have the auto suggestions with what you typed before, and it will be very easy to navigate. And let's open another thing in here, cloud. Okay, I'm just trying to see more in here. And yeah, I mean, like this, you can enhance your terminal, and yeah, choose whatever theme you want for him. So yeah, in case you like what you have seen, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope this video helped you to have a better Mac terminal.